What's up, people? Curtis Moe here. I usually do this at the end of the videos, but if you like the work, and I appreciate you if you do, all 700 of you who've been hanging on, like, subscribe, share it out. But today, let's get to the video. We're going to talk about everywhere we're hearing it: supply chain shortages, congestion. You see photos of empty shelves at grocery stores, at different goods stores like Target, whatnot, Walmart. What's going on in Guatemala? Are there shortages here? Are there not? Are they coming? Do I know anything? It's all debatable. It's all debatable. And again, as I say, this is from my perspective. My perspective. I'm in Guatemala City. I can't represent all of Guatemala. I can just show you what I've seen or talk about what I've seen. So, number one, are there food shortages in Guatemala? The simple answer is no. The simple answer is no. Are they coming, or maybe there's some lag time and they are, in the process of coming? Possibly, but I'm telling you, when I go to the grocery stores, there's no lack of anything. There's no lack of anything. There's no empty shelves. There's no shelves that are stocked fully with one product because all the other products have been sold out. Anything I want, and as I'm walking through and observe, the rest of the grocery store, there's nothing. There's no panic buying. There's no hoarding. Um, everything is there. And I go to two different supermarkets, and even outside of the supermarkets, folks, the markets. I haven't been to the market in a couple weeks, but even if the supermarkets uh, go down on items, the actual markets themselves would. I never expect those to be lacking in food. If they do, then that's a problem because that's where most of the locals, most of the lower income folks shop, get their food is at the big markets, the big Terminal One market in Zone One. There's another huge market in Zone One that spans many streets. They're all over the place. They're all over the place. There's a big one in Antigua. Nothing, no lack of anything there. The food is because of the volcanic ash that gets spit up every once in a while and then comes and slowly settles on the city. It's got those nice minerals in it. It makes absolutely rich soil here. And I've said it before, the produce, the fruit, the vegetables, it's second to none here. It's second to none. It's so tasty. It's so tasty. It's weird saying like I've tasted some of the best vegetables I've ever had in my life, and fruit for sure. The bananas here taste like candy. They're so dang sweet when it's mango season. I've had the best mangoes, best pineapple, best watermelon, best bananas in my entire life here in Guatemala. A little side tangent. What else? Goods, just stuff we need to live, clothes, toilet paper, um, supplies for living, home goods, kitchen goods, whatever. Look, I'm single and I'm not a hardcore minimalist, but look, I got maybe 10 t-shirts, I got a couple pairs of jeans, um, a few pairs of gym clothes. I don't have much for clothes, so I don't restock them that much. So I can't speak for clothing stores, but I've been out to some of the Target like and Walmart like stores in Guatemala City. Nothing. I mean, not nothing. I'm not saying there's nothing there. I'm saying there's no change. There's absolutely no change in goods. Um, and look, this is my hypothesis. This is my opinion. And you hear about the supply chain shortages due to people not showing up to work, the vaccine mandates. But I'll tell you one thing: people are not going to not show up to work in Guatemala because it's just lower income. People need the money. I think someone told me once. I don't want to quote what I think I heard was the average wage, but they need the money. Out of necessity, people work here, and people work hard. Two, three. The girl who teaches my Spanish class, she has like four jobs, and now most of them are probably part time. but that's out of necessity. People work. There's very little government assistance here, if any. So there's no congestion at the ports getting supplies in, and there's trucks running every day from the rural communities into the city, bringing everything to the markets, bringing everything to the stores. There's no shortage, no shortage. So goods are there, and look, again, as I said about the food, could shortages be coming? Possibly. I just don't know. I just don't know, and I don't see it. Now, one thing I will say that there are price increases, and I've heard things being harder to get. I know two people who work in the textile industry. They own textile businesses, and they've said the prices for textiles and this is I don't have specific data. This is just word of mouth, but one guy I go to jujitsu class with, his prices have quadrupled. They've gone up 4x from what they used to pay, and things are and the premium textiles that they used to be able to get, it's harder to get those. So there are shortages in certain industries, and I'm definitely seeing price inflation in the gas, and I'm definitely seeing a little bit of price inflation in some of the grocery store items and goods. But not like restaurant menus have not, because most people have a static menu, a plastic or paper menu. So I haven't seen anything change in those, because when you print those out, the prices are set unless you want to start, putting a marker or white out across them. I haven't seen any changes in restaurant menus. I unfortunate because of it affects my own savings. I like to eat out a lot. I like to go out to eat, so I know those prices, but really not much of a change there. Not much of a change there. Just like I said, people I know in the textile industry, they're wholesalers. They definitely see an increase. Lastly, you've heard about, yeah, especially in the UK and Europe, gas prices going up, heating, natural gas, people use to heat their homes, prices going up. It's going to be a cold winter. You've seen the headlines, maybe you haven't. I've seen headlines recently about the U.S. possibly having heating fuel issues coming this winter. In Guatemala City, we are in the Altiplano, which is an elevated altitude region that starts in Mexico, comes through Guatemala, goes a little bit into El Salvador because of the altitude. Because you think Guatemala, I'm way closer to the equator. Oh man, it's got to be hot here. Incorrect. Um, all summer long, it's between 70, high 70s, maybe low 80s. That's what the summers are like. Barely any humidity. Right now, it's we're getting close to the middle of November, and the mornings are maybe mid 50s, and then during the day, right now it's 60. It's kind of later in the day, so it's probably up to 65 today. So mid 50s to mid 60s. It's November, and it'll stay right around here all the way through February. Now, because of that, my apartment doesn't have any air conditioning and it doesn't have a heater. And it was funny, my first time coming here last January, I was at the hotel in Zone 10, and I woke up in the morning and I was absolutely freezing. And the window unit, the AC window units that hotels have, it has a heat setting on it. So I turned it on, cranked the temperature up, and it was just blasting the absolute most frigid air. And I was waiting and waiting and waiting for that hot air to come. Never came. Dial up the front desk and said the heater's not working. They said, "Sir, we don't have heat here." They just don't really need it. I think they just put on extra blankets and just bear with it. So it's a little bit cooler here. I'm wearing my shorts less. Jeans and hoodie weather is the absolute best. It reminds me of fall in Minnesota. That's kind of what it's like right now. I love it. If I need a little heat, turn the oven on at 200 for a little bit. Let that radiant heat my apartment, and then by midday it's fine. By midday it's fine. And then the summertime, my old apartment in Zone 13, it had air conditioning. I think because it had a huge three-panel wall of windows, and that just absorbed a ton of heat. So I needed some air conditioning. This apartment, I don't need air conditioning. Open up the windows a little bit, fresh air. It's fine. It's no problem. So cool thing about that is your heating bill and your cooling bill, your heating bill in the summer or in the winter, your cooling bill in the summer, non-existent basically. So it's not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. So just update again. Not seeing the food shortages, not seeing the goods shortages, seeing a little bit of price increase, hearing some rumors of the textile industry. A little bit harder to find some things, and their prices are increasing. Petrol for cars, definitely I've seen that increase a little bit. But other than that, it's the headlines I read of in the United States and in Europe. It's not relatable down here. Like a little bit of price increase, but it's not. It's nothing like what the headlines are reading and what the articles I'm reading about Western Europe and the United States are saying. So um, maybe another reason to move down here. Again, I've still been mugged twice in less than a year. There is that. But hey, there's plenty of food, plenty of produce, and it tastes absolutely amazing. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and share.